Welcome back, guys, to another video. This is my BOTE Rover Aero. This is the redfish bug. This is the redfish bug slinger pattern. I bought this used with a 6 horsepower Suzuki, and I'm gonna show you guys how I have it set up. And there are multiple ways to set this up. I'll do another video on the versatility of this stand-up paddleboard, but I'm just gonna give you a quick walk around of my normal setup of how I use it most of the time. All right, so first up, like I said, this is the redfish bug slinger pattern. So you got this nice like redfish tail with the boat logo on there. This is inflated to, I think, 11, which does pretty good. Just before we get too far back, I did put this keel guard on the bottom because there was a hole that was patched and it was kind of nasty. I made a video about that, but got the keel guard on there. Got the paddle sheath that come with it, the paddle that came with it, so that just sheaths in there, which is nice. I got my transducer from my fish finder mounted right here on this Yakima swing blade. It obviously would swing all the way down. Had that has the cart not be in the way, but it's just screwed into like one of these little quarter 20s that they got. I just got a little quarter 20 there, screwed in. Works pretty good. Higher speeds, it gets kind of spun around a little bit. And I just have that cord running up here, wrap it around my grab rack. All the excess goes in this tackle web bag along with the power cable and the battery. And I got my fish grips clipped on that. But this is the tackle rack. You have one here, one there, and then I have this ram clamp mount. So it's clamped around the bar. So this gives me a third rod holder. Then I got my line cutters, just some Ozark Trail pliers, my snips, my fish grips just hanging on the fish finder wire. And this backside right here, this is actually where you can put hooks that you're using, so you can hang them out and let them dry, so that way you don't put them back in your tackle box wet and rust out all your hooks in the tackle box. So you can let them dry on that, just hook them into that right there. Then you have these Velcro spots for your paddle or your power pole micro anchor, which is right there on that side. You do have the sand spear sheath, which is just like a little sheath for your power pole or anchor spike or anchor pin. You do have the sand sheath right there, which is just for your anchor pin. You can add one to this side as well, or move it from that side to this side, whatever you want to do. And these grab rack things right here and right here, they just slide in on these newer ones. The old ones used to screw into something like that, but you just slide them in now. So I have these there in case I just want to go stand up paddleboarding. I can just take this rack out, flip it around, stick it in there, and I won't have the motor on here. And I can have a seat with a backrest and my rod's behind me instead of in front of me, and I can have this whole space open in the front. Like I said, very versatile boat. I did get some NRS straps to secure this down. That's what these D-rings are for. Got the Arctic cooler with some NRS straps holding it in place to those D-rings. Have the Arctic cooler seat pad. So this I use as like dry storage, or if I'm keeping fish, then this is where I would keep the fish. But so saltwater I don't take much, so that would either be, the tackle would be in here or just kind of laying on the floor down here. I don't take very much at all saltwater. But when I'm freshwater fishing, I don't keep fish, so I'll use, and I take more tackle, more lures and stuff. So this becomes the tackle storage and a dry box. Freshwater and saltwater, it's where I keep fish. Obviously got the Blue Dot cooler on here. I had a video about that. This, I just use this for drinks. So this is purely drinks. That's purely fish and tackle storage when I want to keep fish. Now I do have the motor rack here. It's seen better days. It's been used pretty good. I use just a Minn Kota 55-pound thrust with this 60 amp hour Amped Outdoors lithium battery that I moved over from the Old Town 106 in that big Old Town battery box. I moved it over, I added some just 12 volt plugs so I can run my inflator, which it plugs into the car. I'll have a video about that too. It's not the BOTE one. I got a cheaper one on Amazon that, you know, ended up being better quality, because that's the thing about these boats is there are some quality issues with them. As cool as they are, as much as I love it, there are some known quality issues, especially with some of their accessories, especially pumps. So I just got a third-party brand off of Amazon. I got one of those pumps. So if I'm ever not by my vehicle, I can just pump the boat up with this battery. And then this just plugs in. This is also how it charges, but I adapted this to just use this plug. So these motors plug right in. And then I made an adapter from this to the standard trolling motor plug, which is what the Old Town uses. And so I can just plug that adapter in, and then I have actual storage space under the Old Town because of this bag is not taking up the whole battery compartment on that. And 60 amp hours seemed to be just fine for the Old Town, so I'm assuming it's going to be just fine for this. This thing is pretty fast. I haven't used the Minn Kota on it yet. I just got this thing not too long ago, and the only thing I've used on it is the Suzuki, which is fun. But it's a lot of work too. It's also really heavy. You got to fill it with gas, which is pretty expensive right now. And a lot where I live right now is you can't run a gas-powered engine anyway. So that's why I have this old 55-pound thrust Minn Kota trolling motor. This used to be a bow mount trolling motor, but the bow mount broke, and I just ordered this transom mount, shortened the shaft on this thing, and flipped the head around. Now it's a transom mount, so second life in that trolling motor, which is pretty cool. Yeah, and then we got the sand sheath on this side. You do have two power pole micro anchor mounts on the back, one on each side. I have mine mounted here because I cast with my right hand and don't want to get it caught in the back. Coming around this side, you got the power pole micro, ultralight anchor spike. And then I just got this off of Amazon. This is just a fish measuring ruler. This is the redfish pattern. Obviously the redfish pattern boat, I thought it would match pretty cool. It goes up to 40 inches. It sticks on. I have inflated it and deflated it a few times. It's still sticking. I don't know for how long. Hopefully it stays on there for a long time, but I don't know. Yeah, other than that, oh yeah, I forgot about the fish finder. This is the same Garmin setup. I just ordered another power cable and mount, and then I ordered an adapter because I have one of these old just like striker, like DV, like from way back, transducers that I bought on eBay, because I used to do the same thing with multiple boats with one fish finder. But I found an adapter that works with the EchoMap 73 SV and adapts it to this. I'm not sure if the side scan works. I don't even try it, but I know downscan and chirp work just fine. And I can swap this between saltwater and freshwater because I have the saltwater version and the freshwater version of the screens that I use on my Mako over there. So yeah, it's actually a pretty cool system, and I don't have to buy a fish finder every time I turn around for a new vessel. Like I have the Old Town, I can just take this, put it on the Old Town. I can take it, put it on that. I can take this and put it on the electric bass boat, which you can see the dock is right there. And then obviously the Mako has one. So 4 boats, and I only have 2 fish finders, one freshwater, one saltwater. But I saved a pile of money because these things are like $700 a piece. So I saved a pile of money by just getting extra docks, power cable, and transducer, and in this case, transducer adapter. So that's a quick little tip if you have multiple boats and want to use the same fish finder and just move it around. Yeah, I got the ram tube here. I think I covered pretty much everything. It's in pretty good condition, minus that one little hole. I mean, has some sun, some wear from the sun where it's a little faded in spots, but got a pretty good deal on it, especially what these things go for. MSRP is kind of crazy. But yeah, so stay tuned for some BOTE Rover Aero videos. It's gonna be pretty cool to travel with in the camper. Take this thing to the beach or something like that and not have to roof rack it, which is really cool. And this thing's super light. I just use the Wilderness Systems cart right now. I may have another cart coming that I'm gonna try with this thing, but it's super simple. I really like it. I like the simplicity, I like the lightweight of it. I like the versatility of it. In another video, I'm gonna show you all the different ways that you could like set this up. You can set this up as a stand-up paddleboard, a kayak, a gas-powered outboard, or the electric like I got it right now. I mean, there's just so many ways you can set this thing up and use it in so many different ways. But anyways, that is my walk around of the BOTE Rover Aero. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button for more videos on this and like this. And I will see you guys in the next one.